Okay, this is our canter machine, which is purely rider powered. This one doesn't have a motor, and it's just based purely on springs and parallel linkages. And if you don't interact with it correctly, it won't go. If you do interact with it correctly, it will feel very much like a real horse's canter. But what most people try and do in canter, they make the mistake of trying to push with the seat like that, so that they're actually pushing down against the horse's back, which is trying to come up in a convex shape, and they're pushing down against it and flattening it, which is why you often get the horse sort of just running on or dropping onto the forehand. You don't get the jump, the lift in the stride. So what we're going to do with Laura here is to try to get her just absorbing the movement again through the lower back here. The back has to flex and straighten, but at the same time the pelvis makes like a backward circle motion here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The canter's a 1, 2, 3 movement, but we need to get the machine just bouncing a little bit. So just sucking up with your seat bones a little bit, Laura. That's it. By that I mean closing the buttock muscles, which helps to lift the skeleton up, and it sort of sucks the machine up into the seat. And it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you can see my hand is making a backward circle here, which maybe sounds a bit paradoxical because the horse is going forward. But it's as the back comes up, drops back down, up, drops back down, it takes the rider's pelvis in a circular motion. It's almost more an ellipse than a circle, but this is the movement here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, if you can tell the rider or show the rider precisely what to do before they ever get on a real horse as a beginner, or correcting long established faults in very experienced riders, this makes all the difference to allow them to sit much lighter, the upper body is much stiller, the hands stay still, the lower legs stay still, the whole rider looks altogether more elegant. Now if I get Laura to deliberately push with her seat, you can see the whole mechanism of the machine alters, and she's pushing down much more heavily with the seat, which is what you'll often see riders doing. And in fact, if she keeps pushing like that, it will eventually just come to a halt. It's blocking it more and more and more. Now if we get her to suck up again, so the seat is much lighter. And what I'm getting her to do is to close the seat muscles on the first beat of the stride. So it's literally sucking up, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. By doing that, it lifts her skeleton inside her body, lightens her seat, and allows the back to lift up into her seat so she's not pushing down against it. And the whole seat remains much more light and elegant. The only thing is, so many horses are very on the forehand, and what happens is that the hind legs, or the hind quarters rather, come up higher than the front end, which flips the rider out of the saddle. So they have to make a much larger compensatory movement in order to try to stay in the saddle. Whereas a horse that's correctly schooled and he's jumping up, lifting his forehand, it means that it's like being carried on the crest of a wave, and it's much, much easier to sit to, which makes it so much more sense for you to school your horse, regardless of whatever your discipline that you do. It just makes it a safer and much more pleasant ride. So the whole idea of sitting to the canter is to enable the horse to lift his back underneath your seat, and you sit looking as elegantly and quietly as possible, but also very effectively.